A warm, windy day in Olathe, Kansas, and two hot teams on the softball diamond this afternoon as we are at College Boulevard Activity Center in Olathe with the Olathe North Eagles. We'll be taking on the Ravens of Olathe Northwest. Hi, everybody. I'm Leon Liebel, along with former Kansas City Royal Les Norman. And, boy, all the ingredients are here for a great matchup. These two teams are both hot coming in this game.
Yeah, they are hot. They've either won 8 in a row or 10 in a row, and then they throw one factor in and one loss, and then they win another one. So this is a good Sunflower League matchup today.
And we've got two great players on each side of the diamond, starting with the Olathe Northwest Ravens, the home team.
Absolutely. Starting with Bailey Dillon for the Eagles, number 6. She was first-team All-State last year as a freshman and led this offense for the state runner-up Eagles. She leads the team with 35 hits and only 1 strikeout. She's hitting .522, but even more impressive, with runners in scoring position, she's hitting .778, and she just broke the school record for stolen bases and only a sophomore. On the other side for these Northwest Ravens, number 5, Claire Lopez. She's the coach's daughter, and he says she is the spark plug for this Ravens squad, hitting .516 with only 4 strikeouts in her own right. She's a speedy slap hitter, and earlier this year she had an ankle injury and missed 9 games. During that stretch, they went 3-6 without her. Since her comeback, 8-2. 2 second basemen, 2 catalysts in the Sunflower League matchup.
Two exciting, dynamic players we look forward to at the first pitch coming your way right after this. And welcome back to College Boulevard Activity Center in Olathe. Leon Liebel along with Les Norman as we are ready to go for some softball. Olathe Northwest taking on the visiting Eagles of Olathe North. Bailey Dillon, the leadoff batter for Olathe North. We talked about her less in the top of the show. Great speed, can steal the bases when she gets on. And it's a foul chopper to the left side. As we check the lineup for both teams here, as the Olathe North again is Bailey Dillon, the sophomore, leading off. Sophie Herman batting second. She's one of 5 freshmen in the lineup. Stella True, first base freshman. Avery Baker, another freshman at third base. Caden Irby. Laila Simmons, the shortstop. Reese Berry be the designated player, and Jordan Reynolds is the senior pitcher for Olathe North. Also Riley Irby, the center fielder. Katie Nelson's the catcher. She's also the flex player in the lineup. She will not be batting, at least starting off this game, as another ball is fouled back. Again, we're just underway. Bailey Dillon, the batter. Left-hander takes high. And it's 2-2 the count.
I got to talk to Bailey's dad last night, Stan, and was talking about how hard she works, her passion, humility, just a team player. She was the lone freshman that started on the squad last year.
And again, the all-time leading base stealer in Olathe North school history. She's just a sophomore. And here's a high chopper up the middle, and it's fielded by Ashlyn Gahn, the shortstop, and not in time. And there's that speed as she beats it out for this infield single.
Absolutely, it's what she does. When you have those leadoff lefties, a lot of them are slap hitters, and it wasn't necessarily a true slap, but just a little bit. But use this turf, and she bounced it over there. Look at that foot speed, just putting her head down, barreling down to first base, and a single is a single. Good leadoff hitter.
Again, the Eagles have won 7 straight games, 16-3 on the year. The Ravens come into this winning 6 out of their last 7. Bree Severino, the pitcher, the right-hander, and there he goes. Dillon to second, and the bunt and the throw over the first. That's going to be a sacrifice for Sophie Herman, as she will advance Bailey Dillon over to second.
We're in this softball, wonderful game of softball. Sometimes small ball's the same, and it could just be with 2 good pitchers, 1 run. A perfectly executed bunt, get the runner into scoring position. Stolen base threat on second base. And your 3-hole hitter up.
That brings up another freshman. Again, 5 freshmen in the starting lineup. The first baseman, Stella True, is Bailey Dillon giving it a look out there at second base. She is always a threat. Causes a lot of havoc for the pitcher. Again, Bree Severino, the pitcher for Olathe Northwest, the Ravens, the home team, their home white trimmed in blue. Yeah, it's a little low inside. Bree Severino, her last name may sound familiar to a lot of longtime high school sports fans in the Kansas City Metro. Her grandfather, the legendary Tony Severino, the former head football coach at Rockhurst High School. As we got a 3-0 count on the number 3 hitter, Stella True.
Coming into today, this number 3 hitter, again, only a freshman, one of 5 freshman starters, hitting .452 on the season. I'd say she's pretty versed in this game.
And that's going to be high or low and outside, ball 4, and the Eagles now with 2 runners on base, nobody out. Avery Baker now comes to the plate, the cleanup hitter and the leading home run hitter on this Olathe North team. Again, a big wind blowing out toward the fence, 200 feet all the way around this facility here. This particular diamond does face to the northeast, so it's a south-southwest wind behind us on a very warm evening. Summer just showed up, man. Didn't even come announced or anything.
Wasn't invited yet.
In the count 0-1, and that's going to be a strike. A little delayed call, but it's 1-1 to Avery Baker. Again, another freshman. I asked Coach Bree Eddier about all these freshmen in the lineup. Sometimes you think they're building for the future, but the future is now with these girls.
Well, a lot of these girls play in a lot of these organizations. The KC Peppers is a big organization out here, and they've been playing. So I asked for the Ravens, I asked Sean Lopez's daughter, Claire, the starting second baseman, said, what's it like to play for your dad? She said, been playing for him since I was 6 years old. He's my dad, and he's my coach, and he's awesome, and she loves it. And
that ball is fouled back with 2 strikes and 1 out here in the top of the first inning.
You talk about these freshmen, too. Avery Baker coming in. She's a freshman. She also plays volleyball for Olathe North. It's kind of that inter-school sports thing you can do out here in Olathe, and she's hitting at a .525 clip.
In the count, 2-2. Avery Baker, third baseman. Severino's pitch way high, and that's going to make the count go full at 3-2. And again, 2 runners on base.
Severino trying to find that release point. You can see she's one at bat. She was low on everything, and then this at bat, she's throwing a lot of high balls, trying to find that good, consistent release.
Here's a ground ball to the shortstop Vaughn. She fields it, gets it over to second for 1. Back to first, not in time, but it's going to be the second out of the top of the first inning. Avery Baker gets on first base on the fielder's choice.
Severino showing guts there. You get 2 strikes on you, and you got to be able to really come in there. So she gets the ground ball. This is a great, outstanding play by Ravens shortstop Ashlyn Gaughan, being able to get that short hop and staying through it. That was textbook glove work right there to make sure you get that lead runner at least coming into second base, and now you got first and third, but there's 2 outs.
Bailey Dillon now on third, and again, Baker just got on first base. So this brings up Cadence Irby. She's yet another freshman, left fielder, sister of the center fielder, Riley Irby. And it's a little outside. Going to be ball 1-0. Runners at the corners, 2 outs for the Olathe North Eagles, who coming off a 12-2 victory last Friday against Blue Valley. In that game, they had 18 hits.
Wow.
They had to play 4 games last week, too, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And here's a fly ball or a foul ball down the third base line, and that will be out of the reach of the third baseman, Kendall Yarnell, trying to chase it down over there.
A windy day like today, those pop-ups on the third base side, you're going to have to stay with them because it's not just blowing steadily, but you get a lot of wind gusts, so you're not sure whether that ball's going to stay in or not. So it's important that the left fielder, third baseman, shortstop stay on that ball, and the players in the dugout got to let them know how close they are to the fence there.
Severino in the circle, and that one's going to be in the dirt. That ball bounced before the plate. So another ball, 2-1.
You wonder, you'd mentioned summer just snuck up on us, right? It just jumped in here, 94 today when I drove into the park, and it was boiling hot, but you wonder, are they able to keep their hands dry because they're not used to playing in this heat yet?
And here's the foul ball down the first base side, and the first baseman, Maddie Wyatt, right there to catch it in foul territory, and that'll be the end of the top first of the inning. No score. We're back after this. And we head to the bottom of the first inning here in Olathe, where the Olathe North Eagles didn't score in the top of the first inning, leaving 2 on base. Olathe Northwest Ravens coming to bat for the first time, and their leadoff hitter will be Madison Fabia. She's a junior center fielder. Claire Lopez, we talked about her, the coach's daughter. She's the second baseman, junior. Ashlyn Gaughan, the sophomore shortstop, already made a nice play in this game. Kendall Yarnell at third base. She'll be the cleanup hitter. Bree Severino, the pitcher, batting in the 5th spot. She's a sophomore. Kennedy Glassford He batting number 6. She's the freshman designated player. Kendall Williams, the sophomore left fielder. Jaden Recke is batting number 8. Lily Wainwright, the catcher, will be batting 9th. In the Olathe Northwest lineup, the Ravens again 11-8. Their head coach Sean Lopez in his 3rd season as the head coach of the Olathe Northwest Ravens. Has quite a baseball background. Played baseball at Johnson County Community College. Also played college ball at the College of Charleston. And was a coach for a long time. About 11 years now, he's been in the softball side of the diamond. As the first pitch there is outside, ball 1 to Madison Fabia. And a left-handed hitter, number 6 for the Ravens. Is Jordan Reynolds on the mound, and she is a workhorse for this Olathe North team.
She was the starting pitcher in the state championship last year, but in the semifinals, she pitched 11 innings before the final. That is a workhorse indeed.
There's a pitch way up high, and that'll be ball 2, 2-1 to Fabia. Yeah, she missed a large part of last season because of a concussion, came back at the end of April. And since her return, she's pitched over 120 innings. Has a lot of strikeouts, and there's a strike. Swing and a miss. 2-2 the count to Madison Fabia.
Jordan Reynolds comes in second in the Sunflower League with a 1.69 earned run average, and then only 3rd in the Sunflower League at 11-2, like you mentioned, Leon. So she's these couple years here, the senior has done more than her share, and she's hitting .423 as well. So she's able to do it on both sides.
3-2 pitch, and it's fouled right back at us to the backstop, so the count will remain full. Jordan Reynolds on her way to play college softball at St. Mary's in Leavenworth. She's also going to be on the bowling team. I see a correlation there between this between softball pitching and bowling. Maybe.
I don't get it, because I can boast the major league player, but I can't have a conversation about my bowling prowess. It does not exist. Are you a good bowler?
No. I've had my moments. That's what I say about my golf game as well. Moments. Ball fouled back, so the count stays at 3-2 on Madison Fabia. Just the bottom of the first inning, no score. Reese Severino, the pitcher for Northwest, got out a bit of a jam. There's a swing and a miss and a strike, and down goes Madison Fabia.
This is a great changeup by Jordan Reynolds, too. You see that Madison Fabia had been fouling pitches off and fouling pitches off. She went back up and away where the hitter had been fouling him off, but this time she threw a changeup, so the swing was there before the ball was there. Good first pitch for the strikeout.
Jordan Reynolds, getting a good look at her, wearing the protective mask and a little outside. Boy, the sport of softball for the girls and college women is growing in popularity. It's been become a big thing on ESPN for the NCAAs. You got to do a game a few weeks ago and a little outside.
Yeah, I was honored.
Oh, that's a strike. Strike 1.
I was honored to do the series both with North Texas versus KU at KU, but for a 3-game set. But then the following weekend, number 1 Oklahoma came in, and boy, did they stormed the gates out there. Combined total of 35-1 against the Jayhawks.
Claire Lopez, again, the batter. She's a second baseman, the junior. We talked about her in the top of the show. Outstanding player for this Ravens team. Her dad's the coach, Sean Lopez, and she was out for a while, and perhaps not coincidentally, they went on a losing streak during the middle of the schedule. She comes back. They've been on fire.
Right, 3-6 without her, 8-2 with her. She talking with her dad, Sean Lopez, the head coach. She's the most consistent spark plug. And it's interesting that the whole team now, they've had all these injuries. Paige White is out for the year. She was lifting and tore her labrum 360. Claire was injured. Lily Fisher was injured this year. And Lily Wainwright, she missed 13 games due to a stress fracture in her back, but now healthy. So all the girls on this Northwest Ravens team call it the med tent. If you're injured, you're part of the med tent.
And that 2-2 pitch outside, so it's going to make the count full 3-2 to Claire Lopez, again a junior.
She turned 17 in 2 days. So early happy birthday to Claire.
A left-handed hitter, and she'll take all 4, and she's on with the walk. That brings up Ashlyn Gahn, the shortstop, batting third for Olathe Northwest.
Now, if there's any justice, Leon, the wind is blowing out about 30 miles an hour straight to left field. The number 3 hitter's up, and her last name is gone. So we'll see if
it's gone is gone. We got to come up with a call here. Now you got the pressure on.
It's your call, my friend. You get it.
Right-handed hitter, Ashlyn gone, and that's going to be a strike right down the middle.
Those first pitch strikes are so important in both softball and baseball. Always working ahead and putting a little more pressure on the hitter.
In a warm and windy evening in Olathe, Kansas. Here's a throw down the second on the attempted steal. And she is safe. Claire Lopez in there on the head first slide. And I got to tell you, that turf out there, that artificial turf's a little rough for those kind of slides.
Yeah, it is
rough. Look
at
it again. Kind of a delayed throw from the catcher, Katie Nelson.
Keep going and going and going, but she got that hand in there just in time. It's hot on that turf, and with those pellets of rubber tire, they're slick too.
Here's a pop-up on the first base side. The first baseman, Stella True, comes down the line and makes the catch, and Ashlyn gone is gone here in the bottom of the first inning.
Well, anybody that hits a foul ball anywhere from 10 to 15 feet to the right of or past outside the fence by the first base dugout has a really good chance to come back in. So we've seen in both innings a pop-up that might have had a chance to go foul, ends up being right on either just behind it or right on the foul line.
All right, that's going to bring up the cleanup hitter, Kendall Yarnell. She is a home run hitter. Leads the league in home runs with 9 this season. Sophomore third baseman. And she'll take ball one, count now 1-1. And again, Olathe Northwest. Runner on second, Claire Lopez. She got on for a walk and then stole second. Yarnell is going to pop this one up to shallow center field. Riley Irby is under it, and she makes the catch, and that's the end of the bottom of the first inning. No score after 1. We're back after this. And we head to the top of the second inning. No score. The Olathe North Eagles coming to the plate as that's Bark at the Park day here in Olathe. So we see somebody's pet on this warm, windy day. By the way, Laila Simmons will be leading off. Freshman shortstop for Olathe North. Right-handed hitter going against Bree Severino. And she takes ball one.
Laila also plays varsity basketball for North, and it still amazes me how you switch and can play different sports at different schools, but as a freshman playing varsity in 2 sports, it's quite impressive.
And Laila is described as just a phenomenal athlete by her coach. Again, one of those young players on this Olathe North team. Bree Edier.
You think they're going to be good for a while, starting 5 freshmen?
Yeah, I think so. In 16-3 right now. Here's a foul ball down the first base side, and over there to make the catch is Maddie Wyatt. And that is the first out of the top of the second inning.
So far we've seen the pitchers throwing away just a little bit to those right-handed hitters because you can't really drive it against that wind. It's our 3rd pop-up that we've seen in just a little over 1 inning of play here into the second inning. So it's important that both the first baseman and right fielder and catcher stay on anything that looks like it's going foul just in case. That wind's pretty strong.
Brings up sophomore Reese Berry, her first time up, of course, here in the second inning. Designated player, designated hitter, really, for all intents and purposes. You see her there. In the top of the first, the Eagles looked like they were threatening. They left 2 on base in that first inning. 1 out here in the top of the second. Count. And now we're going to have a timeout. Assistant coach, I think it's Katie Townsend coming out to talk to Bree Severino. Looks like she may have shaking her hand a little bit there. Les?
Yeah, I don't know if it's slick because, again, the temperature hasn't been so hot that you really sweat a lot out here, and so maybe she's trying to tell her some tricks to hang on to a wet ball or continue to be rubbing it on your uniform pants because, again, your pants can get sweaty too. It's hot, it's humid, and if your release point's off or you're consistently missing because your hand is sweaty, it's going to be real hard to control it. And not only does that mean that you tend to have more walks, but it's a lot easier to make mistakes. And when you have a team like Olathe North, they're coming in hitting .378. So not a ton of home runs, but a high batting average. That's going to make a difference if you make a mistake late in the game.
Count 2-0 now to Reese Berry. Severino has one walk in this game in the first inning. Really did a nice job, even though she got a little bit of trouble in that top of the first. She did a nice job of keeping the ball on the ground. The infield grounders in that top of the first for the Eagles. And there's a strike, and it'll be 3-1 to Reese Berry.
Good pitchers will end up not getting too flustered, especially earlier in the game. You've been there, you've done it for a long time, and so you keep trying to get your ground balls and let the game come to you, and you just avoid crooked numbers.
And that one's going to hit the ground low, way low and inside, and that will be another walk, her second walk of the game. Reese Severino is. Reese Berry is on first base now with one out here in the top of the second. And it brings up the pitcher for Olathe North, Jordan Reynolds. Good pitcher, good hitter as well. She is one of the three seniors on this team. And that ball fouled right back and right in front of us. And it's going to be caught by the catcher. Nice play by Lily Wainwright, the catcher, right in front of the backstop, right in front of us to make the out, second out here in the top of the second.
Well, on TV, you can't see just how difficult this is. You can see her going back and then she having to lean back. That ball was well behind us. That might have been on our table right here, but that strong wind blew it back, and she stayed with it and focused on it and used two hands to catch it. Great, outstanding play by Willie Wainwright.
Les, I honestly was ready to make a play.
I believe you. You're here to protect me. You're here to call this game, and you're here to protect me.
That brings up the center fielder for Olathe North, the junior Riley Irby. And again, she is the older sister of Cadence Irby. They are next to each other out in the outfield. Cadence plays left field, and Riley in center field. As she takes ball one, Reese Severino. That's going to be low, and ball two, and runner's going to stay. At first, Reese Berry.
Next year, Riley's going to be the only senior. It's going to be a senior, but yet again, when you have 5 freshmen, you're going to have a ton of experience. You're going to end up having 3 juniors, 5 sophomores. You'll be the only senior.
Here's a ground ball through the hole. It's on the right field. That's going to be a base hit, and so Riley Irby gets on base with a single to right field. That's the first hit out of the infield for the North Eagles.
It was just a ground ball that got first baseman Maddie Wyatt just a little bit off the bag to sneak through the hole. A little bit of a bobble in right field, but a good job by Jaden Recke to hurry up and compose herself and get the ball in to keep the force in play.
Well, with the second straight inning, the Eagles got 2 runners on base, 2 outs, so can they get them in? As that brings up the leadoff hitter, Bailey Dillon, and she pops up to the third baseman. Kendall Yarnell comes over and makes the one-handed grab, and that's the end of the top of the second inning. We're headed to the bottom of the second right after this. No score. We head to the bottom of the second inning. The Olathe Northwest Ravens coming to bat. No score, the Ravens against the Eagles of Olathe North. And Olathe North twice their at-bats leave 2 runners on base to end the inning. No score. Reese Severino will lead it off. The pitcher, sophomore pitcher for Olathe Northwest. Right-handed hitter. Going up against, again, Jordan Reynolds, pitching counterpart, and that'll be strike one. Bringing it that time.
Yeah, that was solid. He says, here it is, see if you can hit it. But I really like to see at this level pitchers hitting for themselves. Oftentimes in softball, you get the pitcher usually is there. They're the PO. They're just there to pitch. But at this level still, you have that consistency of a lot of pitchers that are good athletes. The coaches go ahead and let them hit.
And that's going to be another ball, 2-1. Severino.
Good pitch by Jordan Reynolds on just off the outside corner, but an even better eye by Reese Severino.
Popping Katie Nelson's catcher's mitt pretty good there, and that's going to be strike 2. Count evens out. And the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the second inning. No score. Olathe Northwest at home against the Olathe North Eagles. And a foul ball right over the backstop and out of play. And in the stands it goes. So count stays at 2-2.
Now, if that's any closer, I expect you to be on that.
I don't think I can move that quick. And Jordan Reynolds. And that one fouled back again. So count staying there at 2-2.
You and I were talking before the game about the different angle from baseball. Baseball's up over the top, and the release point for these ladies, these softball wonderful athletes, is down low, and the rise ball and the changeup are really, when you can't keep your hands above the ball, you're really susceptible to a strikeout.
And that's going to be ball 3-2, count full. And we've talked about this. We talked about this well before the game too. Guys who play baseball going up against, just in exhibitions or trying to hit against these girls, it's difficult if you haven't done it before. Here's a foul ball out of play on the third base side.
Yeah, difficult. I shared an experience with you hitting off just a machine that is designed to have a release point underneath, and I fouled the first one back, and the next 14 couldn't even touch it.
And that pitch hits her. So Bree Severino hit by the pitch. She'll be on first base. As it just got her on the, looked like on the left leg there.
Just a little inside, got her right in the quad. It was definitely a ball. So you might be thinking, well, she didn't try to get out of the way. Well, it was right at her, and wasn't a whole lot you could do there. And I believe that would have been ball 4 anyway. So pitcher helping herself, being the leadoff hitter and getting on.
Another left-handed hitter, Kennedy Glassford, up to the plate for Northwest, designated player. Freshman for this Raven team, and a swing and a miss, strike one, with Bree Severino on first base. Ravens left one on base. Their first at-bat. That's high and outside. It's going to be ball 1-1. Jordan Reynolds. Low and outside this time, ball 2. Yeah, again, in that semifinal victory over Lawrence Free State last year in the state tournament, 11 innings to get her team into the championship round. They lost to Topeka. They finished state runner-up a year ago in Class 6A. Here's a line shot to the shortstop, Laila Simmons, back over the first, not in time for the double play, but nice play by Laila Simmons on the hot shot line drive off the bat of Kennedy Glassford.
This is a great play, great hitting, hits a line drive on an outside pitch, just smokes this ball, but couldn't get it elevated right to the shortstop, Laila Simmons, and heads up, base running by Bree Severino not to get doubled off, dives back into first safely.
And that brings up Kendall Williams. She is the sophomore left fielder, and she swings and misses at first pitch, strike one. Another left-handed hitter for this Ravens team. They're loaded up. Here's a slow roller to the shortstop, Simmons. She comes up with it. Low throw, but it's caught over there by Stella True. And they get the out as the runner advances to second base.
Another good job by Jordan Reynolds, just getting the ground ball, keeping it on the infield. A little bit of a bobble there, but a great job by Laila Simmons to stay with it and throws a rocket across there for the second out. Now the Ravens have a runner in scoring position, but 2 outs.
That brings up Jaden Reckie. And she is a senior, the right fielder for this Ravens team. Bree Severino got hit by the pitch. He's now on second after the ground ball is short. Two outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Still no score in this game. North Eagles, Northwest Ravens. 2-0 the count now to Jaden Reckie. Here's a fly ball to left field. And that ball is in the gap up against the fence. And it's going to be Reckie into second with a double as Bree Severino comes around from second base to score the run. 1-0 Ravens.
I was talking with Coach Sean Lopez And he had mentioned that as of late, Jaden Recke has been doing a good job coming around with her hitting, and this wind is blowing out, so she did what she needed to do. She lifted it up in the air only about a foot or less, hits the high part of the fence, and right on time with 2 outs, drives in Bree Severino for the first run.
And you could really see the wind factor in that. That ball just kept drifting back and back.
Yeah, it definitely did, and you can see that it doesn't take much because she didn't get the sweet spot of the bat on that either. It was a little bit of a jam shot, but had just enough power, and Jordan Reynolds throws hard enough that all you got to do is get it up in the wind. You can see it's going to carry.
Number 9 hitter, Lily Wainwright. She's the catcher for Northwest. And here's the fly ball down the left field line as Caden's Irby over there to make the catch. And that's the end of the top of the second. But the Northwest Ravens on the board, 1-0. We're back after this. And back at College Boulevard Activity Center, back, and there is a lot of activity going on. We got a couple softball games, soccer going on, and this softball game we're focusing on, though, the Olathe Northwest Ravens now leading 1-0 as we head to the top of the third inning, and leading off for the Olathe North Eagles will be the right fielder, Sophie Herman, who's coming off a terrific game Friday night against Blue Valley. In that game, she had 4 runs batted in on 3 hits, and her 3 hits, a triple, a double, and a single. Almost the cycle.
It's a pretty good day.
And her father is the principal of Olathe North, Jason Herman. As she fouls it to the right side, first baseman Maddie Wyatt out, but this one's going to be caught by the second baseman, Claire Lopez, coming out of nowhere seemingly to make that terrific grab.
Well, this is why her dad, head coach Sean Lopez, says she's a catalyst. She's all-out hustle, knowing that ball is going to drift back into that Bermuda Triangle area, but she stayed with it, got a great break on the ball using 2 hands. That is textbook. All you young ladies out there that are watching and you want to see somebody have good mechanics and how they hustle and how they catch, Claire Lopez was a textbook right there.
Stella True now the batter for Olathe North, left-hander, takes ball 1 low. True got on base in the top of the first inning when she walked left on base, 1 of 2 runners left. Count now 1-1. Strike 1. And Bree Severino, who scored the run for the Ravens in the bottom of the second inning, giving herself a 1-0 lead. The pitcher. It's actually the count now 3-0.
Stella True comes in, again, one of the 5 freshmen that start for this varsity team. Just a cool .452 batting average.
And she'll take strike 1 down the middle, 3-1. One nothing Ravens of Northwest on top here in the top of the third inning. 1 out for the Eagles of Olathe North. And a ground ball to Wyatt at first. The high chopper, she handles it easily and steps on first base for the outs.
So far we've seen Bree Severino do a good job going up and down, in and out, changing speeds a little bit. Get Stella True to roll over inside fastball, getting that top hand over, easy 1 hopper.
Severino doing a nice job of getting a lot of infield grounders in this game so far.
She is, definitely.
Avery Baker, now the batter, the third baseman for Olathe North, comes back to the screen. Maddie Wyatt over there at first base, she's been busy making catches and fielding ground balls.
That's why you put a first baseman over there, though. You got to have one of your best glove people over at first base, and she's definitely proven that today.
Here's a ground ball to the third baseman, Kendall Yarnell. It's an easy high chopper and over to first, and she got it. And 3 up, 3 down. The Ravens on top, 1-0. We go to the bottom of the third after this. IV proud to support Greater Kansas City High School Athletics. You're watching IV Game of the Week here in Spectrum Sports as we are in Olathe, Kansas on this warm spring evening. The Olathe Northwest Ravens leading 1-0, coming to bat here in the bottom of the third inning.
Leading off the top of the third for the Ravens, number 6, Madison Fabia.
And Madison Fabia will leading off. She is the leadoff hitter for this team. She struck out her first time up back in the first in the junior center fielder. Going up against Jordan Reynolds.
No surprise, Madison Fabia leading the team in base on balls. What you want out of your leadoff hitter.
Ball one, a little high and outside to Fabia. Count 1-0. And the Ravens scored their only run in the bottom of the second inning. Two and 0, a little inside. Fabia thought it might going to hit her there the way she got out of the way, but and she struck out swinging in the first. There's a foul ball down the third base line, and that'll be out of play and out of reach. So 2-1 now the count.
Your leadoff hitter. What you want to do is just wreak some havoc. Make the pitcher throw some extra pitches, foul some balls off, spoil some of their best pitches.
And that's going to be a ball, 3-1.
Jordan Reynolds not too happy there. She's looking at her catcher and the umpire like, where is that? I don't know where else to put it.
Went back to kind of turn her back to the plate and got some rosin, and that's going to be a strike. She might have, that was a little bit on the outside corner.
Yeah.
She might have lobbied for that one a little bit.
Well, when you don't know, you can get frustrated, but you still have to make the next pitch.
3-2 pitch, and a little check swing foul down the left field line, so to remain a full count to Madison Fabia.
That's what she does. She's that slap leadoff hitter that likes to go the other way. Wouldn't surprise me right now if you saw something on the inner half trying to get her to ground out or maybe take it for strike three.
Here's the 3-2 pitch from Williams, or from Reynolds, and it's fouled right back at us here at the behind the home plate. Backstop, and the count stays full, 3-2.
Love these battles. Pitcher keeps coming in the zone, 3-2. Hitter trying to extend it until you walk or have him hit a mistake pitch.
Here's another little check swing, and that's going to fall in the left field for a base hit. Riley Irby comes over to cut it off, and it's going to be a double. How about that?
That's a great piece of hitting. Yes, that's a great piece of hitting by Madison Fabia. Going with that pitch. Might have even been a little bit off the plate, but just slapping. She didn't even follow through with that swing. She just kind of stuck her bat out there, and then after the ball left, then she did it. But it's what she does. That's what slap hitters do, and the wind blew it into the gap, and with her speed, it's a leadoff double.
Easy double, too.
Easy double. It's hard throwing back in against that wind.
Fouled off the left side as this brings up Claire Lopez of a runner on second. Runner in scoring position for the Ravens now here in the bottom of the third inning with nobody out as Madison Fabia gets on with that double.
I like the dimensions here, too. 200 all the way around, and softball's a small ball game anyway, except if you've got the home run hitters, of course, but it just means there's a lot of action almost every pitch.
Another kind of little check swing down the line to Sean Lopez, the head coach.
Lopez to Lopez on
nice,
that one.
Yeah, nice catch. He's probably done that a few times in the backyard.
Yeah.
Some grounders from his daughters. It's Claire Lopez now, the count 0-2. Madison Fabia on second. And another kind of a semi-check swing. And that's well out of play down the left field line.
Claire Lopez just fighting that pitch off, that 0-2 up pitch. Jordan Reynolds trying to get her to chase, and it's really hard to be able to do that. So credit to Claire Lopez. She uses her hands very well and doesn't overswing.
And this one's way high and behind over the head of the catcher. And Fabia will go to third on the wild pitch.
Be interesting to see what Coach Bree Edier does here. Still the third inning, but she's down a run. Is the infield going to come in? Runner on third, nobody out. Speedy runner on third in Madison Fabia.
Count out 1-2. There's a line drive. Base hit left field. Fabia's going to score, and it's going to be 2-0 Ravens as Claire Lopez is on base with a single. Nice piece of hitting there.
You know, we talked about it in the pregame and talking with head coach Sean Lopez. Claire Lopez just goes with the pitch, uses her hands well, doesn't try to pull it, stays with it, gets it up in the jet stream, splits the gap out there, and gets that RBI single. She's definitely the catalyst that Coach Lopez talked about.
Aslan Gahn now the batter. She's the shortstop, sophomore shortstop. Nobody out. Runner on first. It's Lopez. Just got on base with the RBI single.
This Ravens squad, they come out swinging, don't they? First pitch, if it's a strike, I'm coming after it.
And you mentioned the heat and the sweating going on here. And Reynolds looks like she's having a little hard time gripping that ball.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be both pitchers on both sides. You get sweaty and you move, and we're sitting just off of the turf behind the fence, and we've got that cool wind behind us. Well, coolish compared to the heat it is, but out on that turf, it's maybe 5, 7, 10 degrees warmer.
And here's another pass ball. Gets past the catcher. And Claire Lopez going to take off for third and slides in there, and she is safe. Great heads-up running. I hope she's okay. She's a little slow getting up. She took kind of an awkward slide. Again, kind of a head-first slide over there at third base. It's her dad there to make sure she's okay, but she's on third after the pitch gets past the catcher.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. Claire Lopez was stealing on this pitch, so you might think it could go as a wild pitch or on the attempted curveball, but it could also go as a stolen base because she was going. But very heads up by Claire Lopez and getting around the tag just in case, landing hard, maybe hurting the shoulders there just a little bit, but very heads up base running. And you go from one pitch, when you take 2 bases on one pitch, now nobody out and a runner on third yet again, your number 3 hitter up. The Ravens are in the driver's seat right here.
And again, that ball looked like it kind of got away from Reynolds a little bit, the way she's gripping it out there, really wiping her hand off on her pants and going for that rosin between pitches. And here's a ground ball to third and picked up by Avery Baker. She goes over to first and going to be bouncing up. Lopez coming home, and she's safe. Another head and first slide, another terrific base running by Claire Lopez as she scores the run.
It looks like this is going to probably go as an E5. She makes a great play, does Avery Baker, and turn into the other side and looked the runner back, but then made a throw in the dirt that first baseman Stella True couldn't hang on to, and then heads up again base running. That whole inning, the spark plug Claire Lopez, great job. She took 3 extra bases in that inning right there to score another run.
The Ravens have taken 4 extra bases on either errors or wild pitches. So remember, Madison Fabia got on base of a double and then went to third. Here's a steal attempt, and she's going to be safe. That's Ashlyn Gahn in there.
Great jump by Ashlyn Gahn here. You can tell this, they're starting to put it on the accelerator right here. This was a straight steal all the way. It was a good throw by catcher Katie Nelson, but too good of a jump by Ashlyn Gahn. Now another runner in scoring position with yet nobody out.
And there's a pop-up down the line in right field, and everybody overruns it. It's going to fall in for a base hit, and Gahn's coming around third, and she is going to score. Ashlyn Gahn just kept running. And I'm not sure what happened on the pop fly over there. It's like everybody just ran past it.
Right, well, Ashlyn Gahn scores. It definitely will go as a single because in an RBI, the ball dropped in for a single, but then as Kendall Yarnell was trying to take second base, it was a very, very close play. Sean Lopez is talking to the umpire, trying to explain, tell me what you saw. Kendall Yarnell was telling the umpire, I got my foot in there, and it was definitely a close play. We are able to have the replay right here, so we'll see what we see right here, but it was definitely a very, very close play here.
Again, here it is. Yarnell pop up to the right side, and second baseman overran it. Gahn came in to score, coming around third, and then Yarnell thrown out at second.
You could see Coach Sean Lopez was sending.
That was close.
Yeah, it was very close. She was sending Ashlyn Gahn the whole way, so Kendall Yarnell is going to get credit for a single and an RBI, and then it'll be a 9-6 just trying to take the extra base. But again, you're in the lead. I think it's great hustle. Even if she was out or she got called out, it's outstanding hustle. Still a good play by Sophie Herman for the Eagles out there in right field to get it to Laila Simmons on that close play. But you can see these Northwest Ravens putting the gas pedal down.
And this pitch to Bree Severino, the pitcher, and she scored a run. She was hit by a pitch.
Coming into this game, Jordan Reynolds, second in the Sunflower League with a 1.69 earned run average, not used to giving up this many runs this early.
And Severino pulls it down the line and left, and it'll be strike 2, 1-2. Four to nothing, Olathe Northwest. And we may have a change as Olathe North head coach Bree Ettier is coming out to talk to her pitcher and her catcher there, Katie Nelson. Maybe just a discussion. And the scoreboard's gone out, too. Out in right field. Again, Reynolds started this game, the outstanding pitcher for Olathe North. A little, obviously, trouble here in the bottom of the third inning. She'll stay in there. Mia Williams would be the pitcher that will probably replace her if they choose to do so. But Reynolds will remain in the circle. Bree Severino, the batter. Three runs for the Ravens here in the bottom of the third. They scored one in the second. In fact, it was this young lady right here, Bree Severino, scored that run. She hit by a pitch and then was driven in by Jaden Recky. Double to left field. Count 1-2 to Bree. Way high. Ball 2. Wind continues to whip up from the southwest behind us, blowing out to the northeast where we're facing. Another ball, ball 3.
Jordan Reynolds really wanting that outside corner. She's really trying to keep this ball in the park with this wind galing out, 200-foot fence. Some slight uppercut swings by Bree Severino.
And there's a fly ball left field, and coming in is Cadence Irby to make the catch. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning.
On a regular day, that ball's just an easy right to the shortstop. But again, wind blows it out to the outfield.
Designated player Kennedy Glassford coming to the plate. Last time up, she lined out to the shortstop. Oh and 1. Jordan Reynolds trying to get this inning over. Again, 3 runs for the Ravens. 4-0, Olathe Northwest on top. Ball 1, 1-1. And a fly ball down the left field line, and Irby comes in. Cadence Irby will make the catch, her second straight put out. And that is the end of 3 innings. The Ravens of Olathe Northwest leading 4-0. We're back after this. Leon Lieb along with Les Norman, and welcome back to Olathe and some softball action as the Olathe North Eagles visiting the Ravens of Olathe Northwest. The Ravens now on top 4-0 after scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the third. And we head to the top of the fourth. Cadence Irby made a couple putouts in that last inning. Just like that, of course, after making some defensive plays, she'll lead off, as we often see in this game of softball and baseball. Not sure why, but it just works out that way. Freshman left fielder fouls one back, and it's 0-1. She popped up her first time up back in the first inning.
It's the weird baseball and softball karma. Make some good plays. Yep, you're leading off.
Bree Severino, after kind of a shaky first inning, she got out of all that, has really settled down here. Now 1-1 on that little changeup, maybe. High ball 1.
Yeah, definitely. It's a tough pitch to hit, but if you start it really, really high, it's going to be the hitter's going to shut down really quick and not swing at it.
Well, that one got away from her and rolls back to the backstop, so it'll be ball 2.
You can see Bree Severino right there. She's making the motion. She buried her elbow a little bit too close to her body, so her hand wasn't able to get to the release point out in front. You can see the spin. She looked like she might have been trying to come with that screwball in the inner half. But again, if that elbow doesn't clear, you're not able to get the ball out front. 2
balls, 1 strike to Cadence Irby. And another ball, 3-1. Eagles like to get some base runners, get something going here, down 4-0. And they've won 7 straight games, but facing a Ravens team that's won 6 out of their last 7. And it's going to be low, ball 4. And Cadence Irby's on base with a walk.
Good at bat by Cadence Irby right there, knowing that a couple different pitches. Bree Severino was struggling with her release point right there as catcher Lily Winwright goes out to talk to her a little bit. Get the game plan, get on the same page.
For For Olathe North, their next hitter will be Laila Simmons, freshman shortstop. She popped up the first baseman her last time up back in the second inning. And we talked about her athletic ability. Plays basketball as well for Olathe North. Caden Irby got some speed over there at first. Check her out as can't leave until the ball is released. High ball one to Laila Simmons.
Well, there's got to be an art to that too, not being able to leave, because your timing has to be really good, because at any time, if these umpires think you left early, they'll call you out.
And it's going to be a strike called, 1-1. Laila Simmons. And the catcher, Lily Wainwright. Olathe Northwest, be keeping an eye on that base runner over there. Cadence Irby. Strike two. 1-2 now the count. And Simmons just bringing it, Bree Severino, bringing it fast.
Last couple pitches, she reached back and didn't have a problem with the release point on those.
And that's a swing and a foul ball straight back and out to play. Again, nobody out here in the top of the fourth inning as Cadence Irby led off with a walk. Severino has walked 3 batters in this game. You know, Olathe North, they have left 4 runners on base, trying to get somebody home. And here's a line shot up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Irby goes to second. She'll stay there. And Olathe North has 2 runners on base with nobody out.
Like the sun doing to the turf and concrete, that ball was absolutely smoked. It breezed right above Bree Severino's head. Tried to get her glove up, but no chance. That was just a very nice, quiet, compact swing by Laila Simmons, and you can tell right there, that girl has got some power.
And that brings up another girl with some power, Reese Berry, sophomore designated player. She walked her last time up, and this is a ground ball to the shortstop. Gone, looks over the third, not there, goes to second, and everybody is safe. Bases are loaded, nobody out for Olathe North.
Well, not sure if this will go as an error by Ashlyn Gaughan, or she might have had a play at third base. As the ball's coming out to her, it looked like she was trying to set up to maybe go to third base. And so remember, you got to catch the ball first, and she tried to come into her throwing position, and now bases are loaded. Everybody's safe on the play.
And that brings up the pitcher, Jordan Reynolds, who can really help herself out right here.
That's right. This is a down 4 runs. You need to help yourself here. At least one of these runs needs to score. When you have bases loaded and nobody out, you cannot leave them all there.
Popped up to the catcher, her only time up back in the second inning. Left-handed hitter. That's going to be a strike called, 1-1 on Jordan Reynolds.
And as a senior, Jordan Reynolds has been here many, many times before. Just to keep her poised, put the ball in play. The result of your at-bat with nobody out needs to be that runner out third has to get home.
1-1 pitch. It's going to be low and outside, ball 2. I've been wondering when pitchers are batting against other pitchers, they guess a little more maybe because they know how a pitcher thinks, or try to get that out of their head a little bit.
Well, I think when you guess, you struggle, but I do believe you're along the lines of it gives you a little bit of an edge.
It's going to be another ball. 3-1. The bases loaded. Jordan Reynolds at the plate. 3-1. The Eagles trying to get on the board for the first time in this game here in the top of the 4th inning. And it's a ground ball through the infield. That's going to be a base hit. 1 run scores. Another run comes around. That'll be Simmons, as Simmons and Cadence Irby both score on the base hit by the pitcher, Jordan Reynolds.
Well, we were definitely talking about an at-bat that where you can help yourself, but instead of rolling over this ball and grounding out to second base, she shot it. She kept her hands forward and stayed through it and got the base hit under the glove of Ashlyn Gaughan for 2 RBIs. Olathe North now on the board.
And looks like we're going to have a new pitcher as Bree Severino will go to the dugout. And they're going to bring in Valdez.
Now pitching for the Ravens, number 13, Lily Fisher.
And Lily Fisher actually be coming in, number 13 for Olathe Northwest. Lily Fisher, a junior right-hander. Are you surprised Severino out of the games already?
Well, it just depends. I mean, you said like last week they had 4 games. We don't know if she's struggling. She was getting behind in a lot of counts this inning. I mean, you said she already has 3 walks in this game, and we're only into the top of the 4th inning. So between release point and maybe throwing a lot of pitches and maybe having a sweaty hand, and maybe they just want to give. They have a 2-run lead, and a good chance Sean Lopez is just trying to give the hitters a different look.
By the way, a courtesy runner over there on first base, Audrey Valdez, running now for Jordan Reynolds. She's on first. Reynolds with the 2 RBI single. Just got it past the shortstop up the middle. So Valdez on first. Reese Berry on second.
Still nobody out.
Nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning for the Eagles of Olathe North. As we have a new pitcher into the game.
Now batting, number 3, Riley Irby.
Again, Lily Fisher. Facing Riley Irby, sister of Cadence, center fielder for Olathe North. She's going to show a bunt, comes right back to the screen, and that's going to be strike 1 on the foul ball.
Now that one had some spin on it, and it was soft back here. I think I might have been able to get that one.
And Lily Fisher just came in to replace starting pitcher Bree Severino. This will be her second pitch of the game. With 2 on, nobody out.
That's why Sean Lopez right there gave a different look, because that was a good, almost a combination of a screwball, but had the speed of a changeup. Let's go now to 2-strike count on the hitter.
0-2, and it's going to be up high and ball 1.
It's a good 2-strike location. Throw up just in case. Throw it high in the zone. See if you can get her to chase, and she didn't. So now you go back to work.
And 1-2. Riley Irby, center fielder for Olathe North. And she's going to pull one down the line, a little popper down the right field, and that's going to be caught out there by Jaden Recke. And the first out is recorded of this top of the 4th inning for Olathe Northwest.
Well, pulling a ball into right field into this wind is going to be tough for it to carry to right field. And you can see Jaden Recke does a good job, both wearing those glasses, does a good job shielding herself with the sun and letting the ball come back into her to keep the runners right where they're at. And a good off-speed pitch as well.
We go back to the top of the order now. Bailey Dillon, the sophomore second baseman. Strike 1, 0-1. Again, 2 on, 2 runners on.
Remember, she came into this game hitting .778 with runners in scoring position.
And also the extreme threat to steal bases if she gets on. Here's a pitch low and not handled by the catcher, and the runners will advance. So Reese Berry goes down the third on the pass ball.
This looked like she might have came out of her stance. That's definitely a catchable ball. Looked like maybe it crossed her up, like she thought it was going to go in the dirt, but instead it made it all the way, so that's going to go as a pass ball.
And Valdez to second. Get Valdez, and there's another ball in the dirt. Nice block that time by Lily Wainwright.
You're right, Leon. That was a good job. Just try to get your shoulders turned so you can try to limit the damage, because oftentimes if you open your shoulder to the side, that ball goes into the dirt. It goes further over by the dugouts. She did a good job trying to get around that and keeping the damage down.
Pitch low to Bailey Dillon, and it's going to be 3-1. Lily Fisher again in pitching now for the Ravens of Northwest, trying not to in danger of loading the bases though, and this 3-1 count to Bailey Dillon, and it's going to be high and outside, and indeed she walks, and that loads them up for the Eagles with 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning, and that brings up Sophie Herman, again coming off a huge game against Blue Valley Friday night. 3 hits, 4 runs batted in. Freshman right fielder. Right-handed hitter. Low inside, ball 1.
You can see the first pitch changeup bases loaded. Lily Fisher trying to get her to maybe hit a pop-up or get some kind of ground ball to get that force out. But as a hitter with bases loaded and less than 2 outs, again, you're at bat, needs to get a run in.
And here's a shot down the line and left, and that's going to be a pulled foul. And the count will even out at 1-1. Reese Berry on third base. Audrey Valdez, who came in to run for Jordan Reynolds, he's on second. Bailey Dillon on first after walking. 1-1. Ooh, pulled the string on that one.
Leon, I think she fooled me sitting behind here. I think I leaned forward like I was going to swing at it. This was an impressive changeup. I mean, there's changeups, and then there's this pitch. To be able to control the release point and drop that thing in there, outstanding pitch.
And a swing and a miss, and down goes Sophie Herman, and Lily Fisher bouncing back nicely at the bases loaded, gets a strikeout. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning.
Well, the whole sequence here by Lily Fisher was great. She had a strike through the changeup, and the next thing is after a changeup that you took, now your eyes are a lot more focused on something up. She located it perfectly. Excellent sequence for the strikeout.
And there's one in the turf, and nice block again by her catcher, Lily Wainwright. That'll be ball 1 to Stella True, the first baseman for Olathe North, the freshman. She walked in the first inning, grounded out to first base in her last at-bat back in the 3rd inning. In top of the 4th, 4-2, Northwest Ravens on top. Eagles trying to get more here, and that pitch is going to be, are they going to call that a foul? Or did it hit her?
It looked like it hit her helmet.
It did hit her. So, Stella True gets on base if they hit by a pitch, and that'll be a run, another run in as that's going with the bases loaded. That'll force Reese Berry in from third. And that makes it 4-3. 3 runs here in the top of the 4th for the Eagles.
Get hit in the helmet and get an RBI out of it. Easy day at the office, right?
As long as it's in the helmet.
That's right.
Ooh, another big changeup in the swing and a miss. 0-1 now, the count. As this is Avery Baker. Baker grounded out to third base her last time up. And that's going to be a strike called. 0-2 to Avery Baker.
See bases loaded, wind blowing out. Avery Baker, the home run leader on this team. Coming in at 525, you know she's looking for something to hit over that wall.
And it's going to be a grounder to short. Vaughn over to second, and that's going to be the end of the top of the 4th inning. But the Eagles of Olathe North get on the board with 3 runs, and the Ravens of Olathe Northwest lead 4-3. We're back after this. We've got us a baseball game here in Olathe as the Olathe Northwest Ravens now leading the Eagles of Olathe North 4-3. Ravens got 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning, top of the 4th. Eagles come up with 3, and now we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Olathe Northwest coming to bat. And Kendall Williams will be leading off here in the bottom of the 4th. Sophomore left fielder. She grounded out to shortstop, her only at bat for the Ravens, Kendall Williams. And again, Jordan Reynolds, who kind of did struggle her last inning and had a conference of her coach and teammates, but stayed in the game, still in the game. So good strike 1 to Kendall Williams. Despite the big inning there for the Eagles in the top of the 4th, they again leave a lot of runners on base, 3 runners that time, even though they scored 3 runs. And there's a check swing, and it's going to get past the left fielder, Cadence Irby, and up against the wall. And Williams is coming on to third, and she'll hold up there with the triple, I believe.
That was a great try by left fielder Cadence Irby, but the way that wind was pushing it away from her, she might have done better to get around that a little bit and take a deeper angle. You can see right here, this ball is drilled again, a pitch, outer half, and she goes with it and smokes it. Great effort by Cadence Irby in the outfield, but again, ball gets behind her. It's a high risk, high reward there, unless that happens and you're not able to catch up to it.
So the Ravens have a runner on third and nobody out. We just start the bottom of the fourth, and Jaden Recchi up to the plate. Again, she had the RBI double to left center her last time up in the second. Fouls this one off the right side, and that's going to be out of play.
It was a big momentum switch. It was 4-0. The Olathe North Eagles come back with 3 of their own, and now if they could just hold them here, they could get a little bit closer because obviously the home team is Olathe Northwest Ravens. So she started the hitter, Kendall Williams, at 2-0 and was forced to come in and have a hittable pitch. So first pitch strikes are really, really important, not just per at bat, but for momentum. See who's got the last bat, big hitters coming up, when the wind's blowing, all sorts of things make it important to get that first pitch strike.
And here's a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. It's going to be an RBI single for Jaden Recchi. And how about her day? 2 for 2, a single and a double, and 2 runs batted in as Kendall Williams comes home and scores the run 5-3.
Jaden Recchi keeping it very, very simple. Outer half, staying up the middle. She would have tried to do too much. Would have been a ground ball to the shortstop, and she was in a little bit, so the runner would have had to hold. So great piece of hitting.
And that brings up Lily Wainwright, the catcher. And nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Ravens on top now 5-3. Foul back. Count evens out 1-1.
Lily Wainwright was going to be the starting catcher when the season started, but then she got hurt, had a stress fracture in her back, and missed the first 13 games of the season. So that put the brink of everything on Kendall Yarnell. So now Kendall Yarnell is able to not catch as much. She can play different positions or even be the DP, and so doesn't wear her legs out. So
strike 2 to Wainwright.
Having Lily Wainwright back in the lineup is helpful on multiple levels.
It's going to be ball 2, 2-2. And Jaden Recchi is on first base. Got there that single up the middle, that RBI single. It stretched her team's advantage to 5-3. Here's a fly ball down the line in left field, and Irby over there. That's going to be out of reach, and that will be a foul ball. That ball drifted pretty well down there.
Boy, it sure did. She got around it just a little bit. She got it up in the air, but that ball had a little bit of a side spin on it, which probably kept it from staying fair and made it drop down a little bit so she can keep her hands inside with a short stroke.
It's going to be ball 3. Count full now, 3-2. Runner on first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth inning for the Ravens of Olathe Northwest, leading 5-3. Already got a run in, trying to get more. Ground ball, that's going to be a base hit through past the shortstop in the left field for a single, and 2 runners on now for the Ravens as Lily Wainwright gets on base for the single.
Well, this is what the Ravens are doing well. They had one big inning last inning where they scored 3 runs, and then now the Eagles match that with 3 runs of their own, but then now it's flipped. The script is flipped. The Ravens keep their foot on the gas pedal, coming out with a triple, then a single in RBI up the middle, and now a single by Lily Wainwright, and still nobody out.
And we're going to go to the top of the order as Madison Fabia will be hitting for Olathe Northwest. And we are going to have a pitching change.
Now pitching for the Eagles, number 23, Mia Williams.
And this will be Mia Williams now pitching. So we expected that she would be the backup pitcher. She'll be replacing Jordan Reynolds. Again, nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 1 run in for the Ravens. And now they got 2 runners on base.
Mia Williams was all conference last year, honorable mention. Just a sophomore, so she's got a bright future ahead of her as well.
She's got a unique delivery here. She kind of runs at you almost from that.
Yeah, a lot of arms and legs flying at you. Power pitcher. She throws hard. It's distracting to hitters. It's all about that leg drive in softball.
Madison Fabia will be the hitter, again, the leadoff hitter in the lineup for Olathe Northwest, the junior center fielder. She had a double her last time up and then scored. That was back in the last inning in the bottom of the third when they scored those 3 runs. 1 run in here, though, in the bottom of the 4th for the Ravens, looking for more, and they got a great opportunity. Fabi at the plate, going up against the new pitcher, Mia Williams. Nobody out. 2 runners on, first and second. Jaden Recchi on second base. Left-handed hitter again for this Ravens lineup. Swing and a miss. Almost looked like a drag bunt type swing there, the way she was out in front of it.
Right, she got a slight uppercut in her natural swing, and if that ball's outside and she's not able to get her hands up, that high outside borderline pitch, whether it's a strike or just off the plate, Madison Fabi is susceptible to missing that.
Outside ball 1, count 1-1. Madison Fabi.
And this is a really important at-bat for Olathe North to try to make an out here, because if you have bases loaded, on deck looming is the spark plug, Claire Lopez.
Lopez last time up, singled and scored. Here's, showed a little bunt there. It's going to be a strike. Strike 2, 1-2. Mia Williams again does bring it hard. Again, just into the game, replacing the starting pitcher, Jordan Reynolds. Mia Williams.
There's a big hole right now at shortstop. The infield having to move around just in case, trying to get the force in case there's some kind of bunt or a slap hit, but that's a wide open area.
High and outside, and that's going to be ball 2.
As soon as the pitch is delivered, third baseman Avery Baker charging. Laila Simmons, the shortstop, heading over to third, leaving a really big hole. So if there's an outside pitch, if she can keep her hands inside the ball without rolling over, it's giving them a space to hit the ball.
2-2 pitch. High, ball 3.
Good take. Madison Fabia's size might have helped her in favor right there. She's not super tall, small strike zone up there. So any other hitter, that would have been a great pitch, top of the zone, but not to Fabia here. It's a good take.
3-2, nobody out. 2 runners on base for the Ravens, and this is a big pitch for Olathe North. Mia Williams, and that's going to be fouled back and out of play. Kind of a protective check swing almost there.
And we know that double that she hit, we talked about it. She just kind of punched at it. That last inning when she got that double at left center, she didn't even swing all the way through. So it's kind of that little leadoff gnat that you can't get rid of. Just always fighting, having good at bats.
And 3-2 pitch, and it's another check to left field, just like you said, Les. This one's going to be good for a single, but it's good for an RBI single. She drives in the run.
You can see just by her threat of bunting, she just pokes it right out there, and had Laila Simmons been staying there, it would have been a line drive. She's very tall, so it would have been a line drive right to her, but because of the threat, she does a great job laying it right over there. The pitch was right into her wheelhouse in that area as well to be able to do that.
And Recchi did not come around third. She stays at third, so the bases are loaded now with nobody out. And Claire Lopez, the batter. The way we've seen the Ravens aggressive on the base pass, I just assumed she was going to be coming home on that single.
Yeah, center fielder Riley Irby had her played really well. She got a good jump and got behind it, got the ball in. She wouldn't have had much of a chance to score.
1-1. Claire Lopez, again, she got on base in the third of a single and scored.
It's interesting, too, as the pitch is delivered and the hitter takes it, the runner at second base, Lily Winwright, can get further off because if the catcher snaps down there, that lets the runner just walk home.
Called strike. 1-2 to Claire Lopez. She walked in the first inning. Stole a base. And singled in the third and scored. Very much a catalyst for this softball team. Her father, the head coach, and there's a ball 2. High and outside.
She's got a good eye. She's done this again. I asked her before, you like playing for your dad? Like, well, I've been playing for him since I was 6. And we know that Coach Sean Lopez played baseball for a lot of years, coached it, coached softball for a lot of years. His third as a head coach at Olathe Northwest. He's been around the game and knows it.
Mia Williams trying to get out of this jam. Little check swing to shortstop, fielded home, and that's going to get the force out there. Nice play by Laila Simmons, the shortstop for Olathe North. Got the Hot shot and right to home for the force out.
Well, this is good defense. This is exactly what Olathe North needed. They need to get that run at the plate. That was a great pitch by pitcher Mia Williams just off the outside corner. Claire Lopez had enough to stay alive and not strike out, but it wasn't enough to drive it past the infield. So Laila Simmons makes a great play. She got bases loaded now with one out, and that run still has not scored.
Aslan gone now in the shortstop. Up to the plate, the right-handed hitter. Here's a little line drive down the line and left. That's going to score one. Another runner coming around third. That is going to be Madison Fabia. She scores the second run, and just like that, Ravens get 2 more runs here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, it didn't take long. Does a good job keeping her hands inside. That is an outstanding swing. She dropped her hands into the pocket, so to speak, stayed inside, but kept her barrel up and hits the line driving to left field. 2 RBIs, 2 more runs.
Aslan gone with just 1 out still. 2 runners on base for the Ravens. As that brings up Kendall Yarnell, the third baseman. Two RBIs there for Aslan Gahn. She's been a nice player for this team today, defensively as well, making some tough plays out at her shortstop position. Here's a foul back. And Yarnell, Kendall Yarnell, the sophomore third baseman. She singled her last time up.
Kendall Yarnell leads this team. 60% of her 30 hits, 18 of her 30 hits are for extra bases to go along with her 9 home runs and 30 RBIs, all leading the team by far.
2 runners on base and 1 out here. They'd like to add another extra base hit, just a hit maybe. Get a run, another run in. 7-3, the Ravens on top by 4. Olathe North this year have averaged almost exactly 10 runs a game and giving up almost exactly 3 runs a game. Kind of the tables turned on the scoreboard this afternoon. Here's another foul back.
Kendall Yarnell is not getting cheated. She's missed a couple good pitches, but she's taken some vicious swings. You can just see the power and the torque in her body when she swings.
In bottom of the 4th inning, 7-3 Ravens, 1 out. And it's going to be high and ball 2. Count evens out at 2-2.
Good pitch by Mia Williams, trying to go upstairs even a little bit higher. Again, these girls play softball at such a young age. Some great club teams all around this Olathe area. They're taught well, they're coached well, they work on mechanics, but they also understand the mental capacity of the game and where to pitch, when to throw it.
And there's a shot right at Mia Williams, and Kendall Yarnell is going to get on base of an infield singles. That was just a shot off the pitcher. Hope she's okay, as the bases are now going to be loaded with 1 out for the Ravens. Look at that one again as Mia Williams, kind of a smile on her face. Sean Lopez, the head coach of the Ravens, coming over to see if she's okay.
If you ever wonder why these young ladies wear these masks, you just saw it right now. She didn't get hit in the face. She reacted, knocked it down with her glove and her hand. Again, she's a great athlete. She's out there smiling. Glad she's okay. She's a gamer. Everything's good. That ball was absolutely hammered. You see the power of Kendall Yarnell, and she didn't have a chance to get a glove on her to do anything. So we're glad she's okay. And if you ever wonder why they wear masks, you just saw it. Very important to be protected out there.
And I think we're going to have a base runner coming in for Kendall Yarnell. And yeah, that's going to be as we get everything situated here. Meanwhile, the batter. Lily Wainwright, check that. Lily Fisher, the pitcher, is now batting. Her first at bat in this game, of course, coming in to replace Bree Severino in relief, and she takes strike 1, 0-1. Again, the bases loaded, 1 out. Lily Fisher. First at bat facing Mia Williams. Bases loaded, 1 out. Ball 1.
Watching Lily Fisher hit her, you can see as she gets her foot down and approach, she tends to get her stride foot down and her trigger, she kind of gets up on her toes just a little bit. She might be susceptible to an inside fastball. The question is, does the other team see it?
Swing and a miss.
Good changeup right there by Mia Williams again. She throws hard. You got somebody that throws hard and is around the plate. That makes the changeup even harder to stay back on.
I was going to say, it's kind of almost hard to recognize that as a changeup because it still came in pretty quick, it seemed like, even from our perspective. 1-2 now, the counts. 2-2, high and outside.
But even if you know it's coming, and if the greater the miles per hour difference between the fastball and the changeup, even when you know it's coming, if you commit with that front knee opening up or the backside buckling or your hip or your shoulder opening up, you're either going to swing and miss or you're just going to have to take it.
And here's a little blooper over the shortstop's head. That's going to score at least one run, and that's will be just one run as Claire Lopez comes in and does score on the bloop hit by the pitcher, Lily Fisher.
Well, there was a lot going on here. Lily Fisher does a good job getting the bloop in there, but the runner right there had to wait. She had to wait and see if it was going to drop, and then it did. And so center fielder Riley Irby had a chance to come up and get the force out at third, but as she was trying to make the transfer, the ball fell out of her glove, so it's just going to go as a single and an RBI.
Taylor Johnson now coming in to run for Lily Fisher over at first base, the pitcher. Taylor Johnson, number 11. As the Ravens now put 4 runs on the board here in the bottom of the 4th and lead this game 8-3. 1 out still. The bases loaded. Ravens looking for more. Outside to the left-handed hitter. Ball 1. In Northwest, Ravens coming into this game at 11-8. But on a hot streak, winning 6 of their last 7 games. And they started that streak after a 4-game losing skid in the middle of the schedule. Again, without their star player, Claire Lopez, during that skid. Ball 2.
And these first pitch strikes are so important. You get the bases loaded in less than 2 outs. And your first 2 pitches are balls. It's giving it right back into the hitter's hands. It makes the hitter more comfortable, makes them more selective and looking for something they can drive.
Kennedy Glassford, the batter, again, the freshman designated player, and swings over the top of that one. Strike 1, 2-1.
Again, would have been ball 3. Got a little bit overzealous right there. Would have been a tough ball to get, even if she would have made contact with it, because it was only about 2-3 inches from hitting the plate. Got to be able to relax and be calm in these situations and see it and hit it.
The outside and ball 3, 3-1. Again, bases loaded, nobody out. Kendall Williams is on deck. She led off this inning. So the Ravens have to bat around here in the bottom of the 4th. Unless the Eagles can get something here with 1 out. Mia Williams pitching. And that's going to be ball 4 and a walk, and a run scores. And that'll make it 9-4 Ravens.
A walk with a runner with bases loaded, runner on third base. Walk just as good as a hit there, so you get a walk and an RBI. Great at bat by Kennedy Glassford.
So Kendall Williams, for the second time in this inning, will be at the plate. We'll watch her last at bat. That was here in the bottom of the 4th inning. She got on base. She had that shot down the line in left field.
Right, it's a great piece of hitting. It was middle to middle away. Instead of trying to hook it, she's putting her head down, cutting those corners. Coach Sean Lopez sent her all the way. She wanted 4. Come on, Coach. Let me try that inside the park home run. Wise decision, though.
Yeah, it's a
triple, yeah.
Scored the first run of this inning. Now trying to add some more. It's her second at bat here in the bottom of the 4th. Kendall Williams, again, a sophomore left fielder, left-handed hitter. An infield playing in for Olathe North with just 1 out, and bases loaded again, and outside, and 1-1. There's a good look at the Eagles' defense on the infield.
Definitely playing for the force here, like they.
Avery Baker, third base, really in on the line. 1-1. And fouled back. strike two.
Which again, we're in that situation again where because they're playing in, Avery Baker at third base is playing in, Eagle shortstop Laila Simmons is having to cheat over toward third base to cover it, so that leaves a bigger hole up the middle and shortstop position semi-vacant.
Kendall Williams, just in her practice swings, she has a really good-looking swing.
Sure does.
And she'll take ball two. Again, a big inning here for the Ravens in the bottom of the fourth inning. 5 runs in, leading 9-3. And the count is full. Boy.
That's a great pitch, great location, but it's also a great take by Kendall Williams. It's a borderline pitch. She's a tall girl, so her zone stretches upward a little bit more, but definitely was a ball. Definitely close to the edge. Great pitch, but a great take. Now the pressure's on. 3-2, bases loaded.
1 out. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and it's going to be pop fly deep to left field, and that ball is out of here. A grand slam for Kendall Williams. A triple and a grand slam all in the same inning. How about that?
Kendall Williams gets one in the jet stream. We saw her stay inside the ball last time. Her first pitch of this at-bat, she kind of rolled over it and missed like she was going to pull it. But a great at-bat to take it to 3-2. Pitch just a little bit up outer half, and she gets it into that jet stream. It won't take much today, but she didn't try to pull it. Not even a full swing, just letting the wind do its job, and hits a grand slam, her second extra base hit in the inning. Now 4 RBIs in the inning.
And that's going to bring up Jaden Recky, her second at bat in this inning, as this is getting out of hand now for the Ravens, leading 13-3 as they have put up 9 runs on the grand slam from Kendall Williams. And I got to be honest, when that ball was hit, I did not think it was going to go out. It looked like a deep fly ball, and it just kept going and going with that southwest wind at our back.
I'm with you, too. I wasn't sure if it was going to hit off the wall, but then I saw Eagles center fielder Riley Irby, the route she was taking. I'm thinking, uh-oh, that has a chance.
Jaden Wecky, her last at bat, she had an RBI single. She's drove in Kendall Williams. Again, batting around, so this is her second at bat. But Kendall Williams, a triple and a grand slam all in 1 inning. Wow.
Yeah, she's done her work today.
And it's going to be another ball. And Wecky, 3-0.
And if I'm correct,
still just 1 out.
The triple and the grand slam were both with 2 strikes, weren't they?
That's correct.
So it just tells you she didn't try to do too much. She kept her hands out in front, didn't roll the barrel, stayed with it, triple down the line, and a grand slam into the opposite gap, both in this inning.
Ball 4, and the Ravens have another runner on base after they were cleared after that grand slam from Kendall Williams. So Jaden Recky now on base safely twice here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the catcher, Lily Wainwright, up to bat. She had a single in her last time up in this same inning. Another ball. Yeah, Williams struggling to find the strike zone right now. Again, it was a 3-2 pitch on that grand slam.
Almost the exact same location as the triple she hit to lead the inning off.
And Wainwright of a single, a fly out. Two and 0 the count. Again, just 1 out still here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 9 runs in for the Ravens. That's going to be strike 1. This is a big performance for this Northwest team. Olathe North coming in at 16-3. And a hot team, as we've talked about. A swing and a miss. Count evens out 2-2.
Now, you mentioned that in the pregame, Leon, that both of these teams are really hot. Some good hot streaks going, but obviously it's continuing for the Ravens here.
And there's a little liner, a grounder up the middle. That's going to be a base hit, a single. And Lily Wainwright is on base. Another single in this game. And 2 on, 1 out.
Last at bat, Lily Wainwright went up the middle. Same thing, outer half, instead of trying to pull a ball and getting out there too early. She stays within herself. Bottom hand stays forward, single up the middle.
And Madison Faby now the batter, and this will be her second time up in the bottom of the fourth. The leadoff hitter, and she has an RBI single in this inning. As Olathe North head coach Bree Edier comes out to talk to Mia Williams, and she's going to bring a new pitcher in. So we'll have the third pitcher in this game. Again, Jordan Reynolds, their ace, started. Mia Williams replaced her. And they're bringing Reynolds back in.
Yeah, that is definitely a rule here in high school and
So
college, I think.
Third pitching, second pitcher, I guess. I don't know where I'm going with that.
Third appearance,
yes.
Second pitcher.
And Jordan Reynolds back out there to warm it up as 13-3. Olathe Northwest on top of the Olathe North Eagles. And man, the Eagles kind of wonder if they are a little tired. Not to make excuses for this team, but again, 4 games in 5 days a week ago. Won all 4 of those games. And here they are once again. I know communicating with Coach Edier this week, and she talked about this. It's really been busy.
Yeah.
The 4 games.
Definitely been busy. I mean, 4 games is a lot in a week. I mean, they had Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off, but I'm sure they practiced a little bit. You know, Coach Edier understands schedule and what this is all about. I mean, she just won her 100th game on May 7th. She was
That's right.
She was a first-team All-American at Emporia State.
Inducted into the School Hall of Fame 2019. Right. Her record now is 136. She got her 100th career victory on Friday as Madison Fabia settles in, the left-handed hitter, the leadoff hitter, junior center fielder. 13-3. Ravens on top here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 runners on and just 1 out still. Seems like we've been saying that for a long time. 1 out. Jordan Reynolds back out there pitching.
Do you have a clock on this inning?
Gets the strike, 1-1. The wind has gone down a little bit since this inning started. As that ball fouled off and back out of play.
Well, it feels like behind us we're not feeling the wind near as much, just a couple little bit of gusts, but you can see out in center field. And
the American flag still blowing toward the northeast.
Right. The trees out there still blowing steadily behind the outfield fence.
Ball 2-2 to Madison Fabia. She has a double single. She struck out her first time up swinging. Second time batting, and there's a pop up to center field, and Riley Irby settles under it and makes the catch. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th.
That's a big sigh of relief for the Olathe North Eagles squad. Just 1 out, been going. There's the second batter of the inning ended up making an out on a force play. So it's been quite a while since they got that second out here.
And that brings up Claire Lopez. Again, her second at bat, and that ball right back at us. Strike 1 on the foul ball. In the junior second baseman. She reached safely in all 3 of her bats. Walked in the first inning. Takes ball 1, 1-1. In the big blow here, Kendall Williams, a grand slam. Also had a triple in the inning and scored a run, and then came back to bat a second time as the Ravens have batted around, and then Williams with a grand slam to make it 13-3. Count 1-2 now to Madison Fabia. The Eagles trying to get out of this inning. 2 on, 2 out, and the count 2-2. Jordan Reynolds back in the circle pitching for Olathe North. Yeah, it's going to be outside, and it's going to be a full count, 3-2.
Again, you have a lot of hitters
going.
A lot of hitters on both sides that have high averages and not a lot of strikeouts. Claire Lopez only coming in with 4.
Here's a high chopper, and it's going to be fielded by Simmons at short, but she bobbles it, and everybody's going to be safe. Bases loaded.
Those are ones that if you're Laila Simmons, you're going to say, I should have had that. I think it was a little bit tougher than it looked because you're shielded by the runner, and then you're trying to go ahead and grab it with your momentum, trying to get the force out at second base. So I probably would have given that a hit. Laila will probably tell you she should have had it, but again, with the runner blocking, having to go that far and try to get out of your glove and make a play, she did a good job. I mean, she saved a run by just keeping that in the infield. So
not sure she would have got the runner anyway. I see the replay there. Lily Wainwright was in the second pretty quick. Again, the bases are loaded in 3-2. Here's a pop fly, and Riley Irby's going to make the catch, and finally that's going to be the end of the bottom of the 4th inning. Big inning for the Ravens as they lead it 13-3. We go to the top of the 5th right after this. We go to the top of the 5th inning, and the Ravens of Olathe Northwest have really broken this one wide open now, leading 13-3 on 13 hits. Eagles of Olathe North just 4 hits, also 2 errors, but that bottom of the 4th inning for the Ravens just huge. They scored 9 runs. Kendall Williams with the grand slam home run. The big blow in that inning, and there she is, the sophomore left fielder, number 8. Again, what a big inning she had. She had a triple at the beginning of it, and then comes up with and scored a run, and then comes up with a grand slam. So here we go. As top of the 5th for Olathe North, and leading off would be Cadence Irby, the left fielder.
I think Kendall Williams is probably going to sleep tonight, both for happiness and for the fact that she's probably exhausted.
Again, it was a 3-2 pitch she hit out opposite way with a grand slam. After the foul ball, count 0-1 to Cadence Irby. Again, a freshman left fielder. Ball floating outside, 1-1. Irby got on base in the top of the 4th, which seems like a long time ago now. And she walked and scored a run. That's when Olathe made it a 4-3 game, and we thought we had a game. It was a big swing and a miss. Boy, we could have swung twice on that one.
Yeah, Lily Fisher, that was an excellent changeup right there. Inner half. So you're swinging, you're coming around it. You have no chance there. So she worked her a couple fastballs and dropped that inside changeup.
Fouled back and just out of play behind the third base dugout. Yeah, Lily Fisher came in to replace Bree Severino. She's been outstanding. In Cadence Irby leading off here in the top of the 5th, and another changeup swing and a miss, and they'll go down the first after the catcher dropped it, but Wainwright throws her out, and that'll be recorded as a strikeout.
The changeup is the pitch to try to learn how to hit. It's call it the death pitch. So once you get to 2 strikes, it's tough because you get in your head, is she going to throw that again? And yes, she absolutely does. Look at that thing just drop right out of the zone. Swing was already through before the ball was there. Magnificent location and a great pitch.
Lily Wainwright with this big 10-run advantage, and she can have some fun out there right now. And it was high for ball 1. And 1 out, though, here in the top of the 5th. As Laila Simmons, the Olathe North shortstop, the batter. Singled and scored a run her last time up. Another swing and a miss, and she's got him off balance right now.
Yeah, you could tell Laila Simmons, her head was looking somewhere on that hill way out behind the left field fence, trying to get it up in that jet stream herself. She's a strong, big, tall girl with power.
Another one that kind of just dropped in a little inside, though, that time.
Good take, good discipline.
Tough one to take.
Yeah. Again, it's tough for me to take sitting here.
Yeah. 2-1 now, the count. That one up in for ball 3, 3-1.
Lily Fisher showing her respect, too, staying out of that hot zone.
Fisher now has brought her rosin bag out to the circle, and she throws low, ball 4. So, Olathe North's got a runner on base.
Now batting, number 24, Reese Berry.
Brings up Reese Berry, the designated player. It's Laila Simmons on base with a walk. And that ball's going to be popped up right back to the pitcher, and Lily Fisher makes the easy catch, the easy grab, and that's 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Quick out right there.
Yeah, it's definitely not what you want as a hitter. Get a run on. You're down 10. Spread rule is going to start to take effect here. You're down to 1 out left. Try to hit something on the ground or on a line. Pop-ups or kill you.
Jordan Williams, the batter. In 9 runs in the top of the bottom of the 4th inning. Olathe Northwest leading 13-3. Jordan Reynolds pops it up back out of play, and that's going to be strike 1, 1-1. And 2 outs here. Top of the 5th inning. Lily Fisher really in a groove this inning pitching. 1 walk, but other than that, there's that. Just kind of floats in there. It's almost like it's got helium in it when it gets to the plate.
I got to tell you, that's one of the best I've seen. That is
2, by the way.
Yeah, that is really impressive right there. Lily Fisher with a nasty changeup.
And it's going to be a ground ball, a little cue ball to the third baseman over to first, and in time, and they got it. And that'll be the end of the top of the 5th inning. It's 13-3, Olathe Northwest on top of Olathe North. We're back after this. And this one is over as Olathe Northwest, the Ravens, they win it in 5 innings over Olathe North. 13-3 and less. I remember coming into the bottom of the 4th, and I said we got a baseball game now. I said, so we got a softball game now, obviously, because it was 4-3. Olathe North had come back with a couple of runs in the 3rd inning, and it made it look like we're going to have a close game, and all of a sudden the Ravens exploded. They batted around in that inning. Of course, the big hit, Kendall Williams, of a grand slam. They scored 9 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning.
That's right, Leon. It was one of those where Northwest had scored 4 runs, and Olathe North, to stay in it, answered with 3 of their own in a 1-run game. But then when the half inning flipped yet again, when that 4th inning hit, there was a leadoff triple by Kendall Williams and then an out, and then it was hit after hit, walk, hit. Their bats absolutely exploded, and that's where the game ended after that inning, 13-3. In favor of the Olathe Northwest Ravens.
And again, you've been watching the Hy-Vee Game of the Week on Spectrum Sports as the Olathe Northwest Ravens, with that big 4th inning, Kendall Williams and the grand slam, go on to win it 13-3 over the Olathe North Eagles, snapping their 7-game winning streak. For my partner, Wes Norman, our director, Curtis Lorenz, I'm Leon Liebel. Have a great rest of your week, everybody.